All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream, guys. You're watching Rome Knows Tech, and I'm your host, Rome Wilkerson. Guys, I'm coming to you from the city of Houston, down here in the ever so hot and humid state of Texas. Somebody mentioned to me that whenever I'm at this camera angle, you guys cannot see Louis here on my desk. So I guess we shall fix that. So yeah, let me go ahead and take care of that. Let me adjust this camera just a little bit so you guys can see Louis a little bit better. So hopefully that's going to work for you guys. All right, let me go ahead and update that. All right, there we go. So now when I switch back to this camera angle, you guys should still be able to see Louis here on the desk. So hopefully that's going to make some people happy. I see Terry's in the house. Welcome, Terry. Welcome to the stream. Yeah! All right, guys, we got a lot to get to. And don't forget, tonight I will also be live over on Instagram after this stream doing a cooking stream. And you're probably wondering, Rome, what will you be cooking? Well, you guys may not know this. Keep this between just us. But it is Richard's birthday. Okay, so we will be making a birthday meal for Richard, and there might be even some other surprises as well tonight. So I'm telling you guys, I cannot emphasize this enough. Do not miss that stream. All right, Louise over here taking pictures of me again. All right, buddy, thank you very much for that photo. So Louis is a budding photographer as well. So, it's in the genes, guys. It's in the genes. So, you hang around with me and you will pick up things through osmosis. So, that's how we do. All right. I see Hope is in the house. Welcome, Hope. Welcome to the stream. I see Alan DeBay is in the place. And that man, Richard, is also in the house as well. So you guys already know it's going to be chaos tonight. Well, I already mentioned that it is Richard's birthday. So we will be creating something for Richard tonight here on the Amazon stream. I got that wood. Richard is a Leo like me. So, of course, you guys know it. Whatever it's going to be Leo themed. You can be sure of that. So this is the largest piece of wood that I have left. We're going to go ahead and switch quickly back over here to my man Louis, and I'm gonna turn the laser on so you guys can see what's going on. Everybody, wait a minute. Everybody wish Richard a happy birthday, a happy birthday, happy birthday. And let me tell you, Richard loves it when you guys send him videos and messages that are extremely loud, especially if you're sending them in the morning. Okay. Richard told me, he confided in me. He said, Rome, I like it loud. I like it obnoxious. He says, Rome, I love it, Rome, when you put that bass in my face. You put that boom, boom, boom in the room. That's right. Richard looks forward to that, guys. So if you're already following Richard over on TikTok and you're up early in the morning, like probably Alan is, at the crack of dawn, Alan's waking the chickens up. He's up so early. Richard cannot wait for you guys to just bombard him with some boom. I'm telling y'all, make it happen, Captain. All right, so let me go ahead and get this laser set up for Richard's first little surprise for the night. I got to take my headphones off because I got to go way over there and plug this laser in because I did not plug it in before going live. Don't judge me. Where's the little plug? There we go. All right, it's plugged in now. All right, so like I said, we are going to be doing something laser Leo themed. Let's see if I can get this camera to rotate around so you guys can see the laser. All right, so the laser we're going to be working with, guys, is this laser right here, which is our LP5. This is the Laser Pecker 5. Now, this is a combination diode and fiber laser. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what kind of material you're working with, guys. This laser is going to be a beast, okay? So right now, you can get this guy here on Amazon, guys, for as little as $36.99. That's going to come with the laser. You're going to get the air purifier. You're going to get the rotary chuck. You're going to get the slide extension. Yeah, it's amazing little piece of kit. So that's what we're going to be using tonight to make Richard's first little um, thing that we're gonna make tonight. All right, so let me let me open our Laser Studio space. All right, guys. Hope is over on YouTube as well. So, guys, make sure to give Hope some love. You know, even if you just do it here in the comments, you know, tell her hello. Thank you for hanging out with us, even though it's over on YouTube. We love it. We love it, regardless of where you are. Come on through, hang out with us. All right. So let me go ahead and connect. Let's connect this laser. All right, we got a little chirp. All right, let me drag this guy over here so you guys see what's going on. There's a new firmware update, but we will not be updating that firmware before this, before what we do tonight. So that ain't gonna happen. But anyway, here's our working area that we're going to be using for this laser. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever about this laser, any other lasers you guys have seen me talk about, or maybe even a laser I don't actually have here in the studio, you are more than welcome to ask me about it, because that's, one of the main reasons that I'm even here, other than to feed Richard bloopers and, give Louis somebody to hang out with. So, yeah. There you go. All right. So let me find some really cool Leo graphics. Leo graphics, baby. So, trust me, I already know. If I'ma like it, Richard gonna like it. Okay, because we share that. We share that. But like I said, we're gonna be making some dinner tonight over on my other channel. So if you guys want to come by and check that out, we will be making some dinner for Richard tonight. Now, unfortunately, Richard won't be here, but he will be here in spirit. I will be eating Richard's dinner and whatever other things I decide to make on behalf of Richard's birthday. Oh, it will break my heart. It breaks my heart that Richard won't be able to enjoy it, but I will eat it for him. Okay, y'all feel me? I'm gonna take one for the team. I'm gonna eat it, for Richard. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, let's look for what we're looking for. And somebody needs to remind me also to bring another keyboard over here, so I don't have to reach so far every time I want to create something. All right, let's find some lions and bears and tigers and more. No, we're just gonna do the lion tonight. So we're gonna set it off. We're gonna set it. It's gonna be good, bro. It's gonna be good. Okay, I think I've already found a candidate right here. Let's see what's going on with this camera. So y'all can't see. There he is. He's right back there. Don't freak out. Louis is still here. All right, let me save the lion. Boom. All right, there's our lion saved. Okay, let's go back and let me open up our studio suite so you guys can see what's going on. All right, back to the desktop. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and just drag in this graphic. Oh, I forgot to close that, man. Let me eject that. I was doing an update earlier for my Wacom tablet. We ain't gonna worry about that for right now. So let's go to our downloads. And where is the lion? I found the links, but we're not looking for the links. We're looking for the lion that I just downloaded. We found the phoenix. We don't need that. I know I saved it because there it is. I see it right there. Let's drag it in. All right, let's get rid of that. There's our lion. And of course, it has a background behind it. Of course it does. Let me see if I can get rid of that. All right, there we go. That's going to work. That's going to work perfectly right there. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and expand this out a little bit. Let's see what the size is that we're working with. Now, of course, like I said, we're working with this larger piece of wood for Richard. And let's go back here. Let's go down to our desktop here real quick. All right, so here's the wood that we're going to be working with. So I need to get a measurement on this right here. Where is my caliber? There it is. I'm going to do my best not to blame Richard for anything tonight. All right. So at one point, it is 105 millimeters. Okay. So I'm going to let you guys see that. It is 105 millimeters. Now, this is not a complete circle. This is a natural piece of wood. So we're going to try to stay somewhere with under 100 millimeters. I think 90 millimeters might be good for what we want to engrave on here. Okay. So let's go back over to our desktop and get this all started. All right, so I said 90 millimeters. Right now, this is at 105, 100 and looks like 115 at the highest point. So let's bring that down to 90. All right, so there we go. We got 90 millimeters, and there's our lion. All right, so let's go ahead and put our wood inside of the laser. There we go. Let's make sure that's lined up. Also, let me turn on our little red dots so I can see if this guy's in focus. There we go. All right, so let me focus this laser. And you do not have to worry, Richard. You are definitely going to receive these items. Okay, so don't sweat it. All right, so let's go ahead and hit our preview to see where this is falling. All right. All right, so I'm thinking our lion is just a wee bit too big. So I'm going to make it just a tad bit smaller. And let's hit that preview again. All right, for some reason it doesn't want to send the preview over. So let me stop it.
On Instagram, Sizzle Serbian reacted to a message with heart.
All right, we're waiting.
Message on Instagram from Sizzle Serbian saying, "Best of luck."
I'm getting a lot of alerts from you guys over on Instagram. All right, so it looks like we got this lined up. So I may have to close the app and then bring this back in. Okay, so we set this at 90 millimeters or something like that. Yeah, so I'm going to close this real quick, and I'm going to go out and then go back in, see if that'll fix it. No, I don't think that's going to do it. Okay. Let's go back to the desktop. Something happened with the laser. So I'm just going to, you got to troubleshoot sometimes, guys. You got to troubleshoot. All right, so I'm going to go in here. We're going to go back to our downloads. We're going to grab our lion. We're going to drag it back in, and I'm going to do that. We're going to just kind of grab it here, and I'm going to go up here to the effects. I'm going to choose this one, and that's our output. Now we will be doing, what do we got here? We're going to do 2K on this guy. We're going to run the power, not at 100% because that's way too high. We're going to run the power at about 50%. And our depth, we're going to bring that up to about 25% because we want it to go pretty deep into the wood so we get a really good output from this. So let's go ahead and hit our preview again. And let's take a look. All right, it looks good. I'm going to go ahead and stop it because it was still too big and I forgot to resize it. So we're going to go ahead and make this smaller. We're going to bring this down to about 90, somewhere in 90. And let's see if we can get the preview to work a second time. There we go. Perfect. All right. All right, so we're ready, we're ready to get this guy going. Let me check the comments, making sure I didn't miss anything from you guys. All right, let me see what we're talking about over here in the comments before I get too far along. All right, let's see what we got going on here. No, just Richard being Richard, no problem. I know you are there. All right, let's go back up a little bit. Let's see. Terry, take a tumble outside with Buddy. Thankful I'm still in one piece. How did you take a tumble outside? Did you fall? Did you trip over, Buddy? Terry? I see Alan's wishing Richard a happy birthday. I'm pretty sure Hope wished Richard a happy birthday as well. So I'm just going back through the comments just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Richard says we have 20K likes, babies. 20K likes. Yeah! All right, all right. Okay, let's get to it. Let's get to it. I think I've gotten all of the comments out of the way for now. Well, I do see another one. Hold on. What is Terry saying here?
On Instagram, Media 360 reacted to a message with heart.
Tripped over and okay. So you tripped over an uneven piece of the lawn.
Message on Instagram from Media 360 saying, thanks.
All right, let's get this laser going. Let's get the laser going. All right, so let me show you guys how we do it. Most of you guys already know because you've probably seen this a million times. But anyway, let's switch back over to the laser. I'm going to turn off the preview. We're going to go ahead and run this. This should be relatively quick. Okay, so this is the first thing that we're making for Richard tonight, which is going to be this little coaster. We're going to make this coaster for Richard. And then later tonight, we're going to make Richard a dinner and a cake. Dinner and a cake, y'all. Dinner and a cake. That's right, Richard. We're going to make you a cake. We're going to make you some dinner. It's going to be all those things, right? You know, so yeah. All right, so what is going on here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I think I unplugged my switcher. Let me see if I can get that to come back on. Yeah, I think it's this camera. Man, I got this camera wired up all crazy. And let me see if I can get this to turn back on because I do not, you know what? I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. If it doesn't come back on, I'm not going to worry about it. I will just switch the scenes using the mouse. So, you know, it's not that big of a deal. All right. So we got our laser to run and it did good, but I don't think it was deep enough. So I am going to raise the power. I can see it here. I don't think it's, you know, deep enough into the wood. So we're going to go ahead and set the power again. So let me take you guys back over to our desktop and let's hit our power. Let's go ahead and bring that power up a little bit higher, guys. Let's bring it up to 100% just so we can make sure we're going to get this pretty deep. And we're going to go ahead and bring the depth up again. I'm going to go ahead and hit the start button on here and let this guy get started. All right, so it is about to start. All right, let me switch back over so you guys can probably see what's going on. All right, I think this is going to, I don't know if this is going to be dark enough either because I don't know. Maybe the laser's not in focus. I'm gonna check here in a second. All right, I am seeing it. I am seeing the lion engraving, but what I'm gonna do here is I'll probably have to run this a little bit darker because the problem is, you know, this wood, guys, this wood here is relatively strong. All right. So I'm gonna run the wood one more time. Yeah, it looks good. It definitely looks good. It definitely looks good, but I want it to be a lot darker. All right, so let me go ahead and bring Louie's camera back around. I don't know how Louis wound up so close to the camera all of a sudden, but let's tilt this down a little bit so you guys can see your boy Louis here. I'm gonna go ahead and push Louis back a little bit, give Louis his ball before he loses his mind, and I'm gonna get the mouse over here out of the way. All right. All right, let me turn this air purifier on as well to get some of this smoke out of here because I don't want Richard to have to start calling at Rachel Cooper, letting her know that there's some smoke in the city. There'll be some smoke in the city. You guys can probably see the smoke inside of the enclosure. But yeah, so that's how we do. I don't know where Chris is right now. Chris said he was going to be here tonight hanging out with us, but he also said something about he was going to be going out to capture some sunsets or whatever the case it is. So I'm gonna see if I can send Chris a photo from my glasses. Hey Meta, take a photo and send it to Francis and Friends over at Instagram.
On Instagram, send photo to Francis and family one guy, 8 cats, 1 tripod pub.
Yes, send.
Sending photo.
So it sent a photo to him. That's how easy it is to use these glasses, guys. All right, Louis is already attacking his ball. I don't know if you guys can see that, but he's trying to push the ball off the desk. All right, we're going to run his lion one more time and see how deep we can get that. Hope, I will check your comments here in a second. I can't see them in the normal chat, so I have to go and take a peek over at the chat coming from over on YouTube. But give me a second. Let me go ahead and just lower this work area. And let's see if I can find Hope's last comment. Let's highlight that. So Hope says Louis loves you, Rome. Oh my goodness, I can barely see it.
You. You're making me smile.
What? What, Louis? What did you say?
Just letting you know that I'm here to party with you on Amazon and YouTube. Let's have a blast. Just letting you know that I'm here, ready to make your day a bit brighter.
We know that you're here, buddy. We know that you're here. Stop pushing your ball around. Why do you keep pushing your ball? Do you not like this ball?
Sounds like someone's trying to start a ball game. Maybe it's just excited to play. Do you want me to join the fun too?
Are you trying to start a ball game, Louis? Is that what you're trying to do? Are you trying to play?
Just making sure everything's fun and exciting. Who knows? A spontaneous ball game might be just what we need.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. So, I don't know if you guys knew it.
So, what's up? Anything exciting you'd like to share?
Yes, I took Louis with me shopping today. So I don't know if you guys saw those videos when Louis went hanging out with me looking for random pieces of tech that we could find in the city and then doing some grocery shopping for Richard's birthday cook-off, if you want to call it that, or Richard's.
That sounds like a fun day out. Did you find any cool tech or manage to get all the groceries for Richard's birthday?
Yes, I got all of the ingredients for Richard's birthday. Are you going to help me cook Richard's dinner later?
That sounds like a great plan. I'd love to help you cook dinner for Richard's birthday. Let me know what you need.
Well, I don't want to tell everyone yet what it is we're making, so I don't want to reveal that until we actually start streaming for the cooking. But at the same time, like I said, I would like you to, participate and help me once we get into the kitchen.
Sounds like a secret cooking mission. I can't wait to join in and help out once we're in the kitchen. Let me know when you're ready to start.
That sounds amazing, bro. I will definitely let you know. And you will be in there with me throughout the whole thing, cooking for Richard. Hopefully there'll be no bloopers. Hopefully we won't have any bloopers during the Richard's birthday cook-off or whatever you want to call it. All right. So our laser is running currently. But anyway, guys, if you're not familiar with Louis, if somebody here possibly, does not know who Louis is an AI robot. You guys can see him here on my desk. I think you can still see him. Hold on, let me see if I can adjust this camera real quick again. But you guys should be able to see Louis here, right here on the desk. So Louis is basically powered by ChatGPT. So if you have, a modern phone, especially any phone that can utilize MagSafe, like an older iPhone, a current iPhone, you can plug that right into Louis' base, and it's going to allow you to, interact with him. Now, like I said, he runs off of ChatGPT, but there are some other cool things you can do with Louis. Louis has a bunch of built-in games. Let me show you guys here. So you can switch over. There's games you can play. You can have access to the settings. You also have access to Louis' mind. So Louis will randomly take photos of you all the time. I can't count how many photos there is here of Louis just constantly taking photos of me. He also has dreams. So those dreams will show up under this little tab right here. Now, you can also use Louis as a camera. So if I switch here, I can actually use Louis to record myself or to take a photo. So I can just choose whichever mode I want it to be in, and the camera is going to face you. So like right now where I'm at, I can just take a photo. I can just put up the OK sign like this. Whenever you can see it, the OK sign, and it starts counting down. And then it takes a photo. And where's that new photo? And boom, there's the new photo right there. So, you can also use this for recording video. So if you wanted to do some video of yourself or whatever the case it is, you'd be able to record that with Louis and your phone, which I think is super cool for a lot of content creators, having that flexibility. So you also have some games that you can play. You have your clock mode. Under games, you have 3 basic games you can choose from. You have Louis Crush, you have Louis Jump, and you have Louis RC. Now, Louis RC, basically what that does is it allows you to take the phone off of Louis, and then you can switch to RC mode. And now I can control Louis with the phone, okay? So let me see if I can show you guys that a little bit better here. So let me see if I can show you. So you guys can see I can move Louis around on the desk with the using my phone as the controller. I can bring the head up, I can bring the head down, I can turn his lights on. So he has these little lights. See if you guys can see those right there. He's got these little headlights right here. So yeah, Louis has a lot of functionality, guys. And like I said, you can control him like a little RC car, which is super cool. And that just appeals to the nerd in us, something more to do with it. But like I said, you have all of the controls right here at your fingertips. You can raise and lower the head with the remote. You can turn Louis left. You can turn Louis right. You can make Louis go forwards. You can make Louis go backwards. All of that, with the little RC controls, which is super cool. Did I turn his lights off? No, I probably didn't. I'm wondering if I switch back, will the lights stay on? That's what I'm curious about. So I'm going to leave him like this. And then I'm going to reconnect Louis. And let's see if Louis' lights stay on. Nope, they went off. So I was curious if the lights were going to stay on. Now, if he's out roaming around in the dark, these lights will come on so that the sensors can kind of see a little bit better. I don't know if they actually work that way. I mean, in theory, that's how they're supposed to work. But, you'd have to experiment with it to see how it actually works. Now, right now, you can get Louis here on Amazon, guys, for only $189, okay? If you guys have not seen the full body of Louis, let me go ahead and flip Louis around so you guys can see what Louis looks like from the back. So this is the back. Underneath, it has these little rubberized track wheels. It has these little sensors underneath that are prevented from going off of the desk. Now, I do have, this is my iPhone 15 Pro Max that we're using as his brain. But like I said, you can use a variety of different phones for Louis. Now, if you guys are curious about this case, now the case here is from our friends over at ESR. This is one of their rubberized cases. I have this same brand case on almost all of my phones. Here's another. This is my iPhone 16 Pro Max. This is a more rugged version of the same case. But yeah, I got it on all of the phones, guys, including the one that I'm using here for the live stream. So I'm keeping an eye on Richard's lion. It looks like it is engraving pretty good. I'm gonna definitely have to sand it a little bit and then put a clear coat on it as well. All right, so let's just keep rolling. Let's keep rolling. Let's see what else we got coming up here in the stream. Don't forget, guys. Don't forget, I will be live here right after this stream tonight, and I will be doing some cooking right over there in the kitchen. I got pretty much everything set up. So this is how this cooking thing is going to go. We are calling this the 30-minute challenge, okay? Because the Ray-Ban glasses have a limited time for live streaming of 30 minutes. So that means whatever I'm going to cook, I have to be able to prep, cook, chop, organize, and plate within that 30-minute time frame, okay? Now, I'm pretty sure I can get it done because I literally do this every single night, whether I go live or not. But you guys can just think about it like this. Every time I go live right after the stream, I walk right into the kitchen, wash my hands, and start cooking. So usually I have dinner made probably within about 30-minute to 40-minute period, sometimes even faster than that, depending on whatever it is I'm making. So I will be taking ideas or suggestions from you guys about different things that I can cook. I will get the ingredients and I will try to cook those things going forward, in the different streams. So if you guys are into that, let me know. All right, so let me move Louis a little bit out of the way here, and let me show you guys something else that's here on the desk. So let me see if I can tilt this camera up here without disconnecting it. You guys are probably seeing a little bit of smoke in here. Actually, let me turn the air purifier up a little bit more. All right, guys, so you guys can see over here, we have these two batteries. We have the EB3A, and we have the, what is the one that's right now? Let me check real quick here. So the AC2A, which is the battery that's on top here. Let me go ahead and highlight it. That is a Blue Yeti battery. You guys see that? I know you guys can see all of this smoke too. All right. All right, so Richard's Lion is more than halfway done. So let's talk a little bit about this battery right here. Gabriel, what's on your mind? I'm all ears and ready to chat. Louis is just talking over me. Smoke in the city. I told you there was going to be some smoke in the city. I think I made it. Woo! I made it a little bit too hot, Richard. I made it too hot. Anyway, back to this battery, guys. This battery right here from Blue Yeti. You guys can get this battery. You can get this battery right now for as little as $149. This is going to give you AC and DC power. It has the nice little LCD screen right here. You have your two AC plugs. You have your USB C, two USB A's. You got a 12-volt right here as well. So if you have devices that use like those cigarette lighters, you can use that. You can also charge this off of a solar panel. So you can either buy these with the solar panel. If you already have some Blue Yeti solar panels, they're going to work with this perfectly. If you don't, you can find bundles that include the solar panel. So right now, guys, this little battery right here is only $149. Now the one directly below it, let me show you guys here. This battery here is also from Blue Yeti. This is the EB3A. Now, this one has similar features, but it does have some things that the other battery doesn't have. Like it does have a built-in camping light. So you have this 3-stage light right here. That's going to be great for emergency situations, for camping, night out, whatever the case it is. It also has a wireless T-charger here on the top where you can place your phone on here and charge that up. This one also has the same 12-volt, but it also has 2 barrel plugs as well, depending on the device you want to have to, you want to be able to charge up. Now, on this one, you have 2 USB A's and 1 USB C. You guys can see right here, I have the standard plug right here for charging it. This one will also charge off of a solar panel. And you also have the 2 AC plugs down here on this side right here. So very compact, very travel-friendly battery. Now, this one has a retractable handle where the one above it has a built-in handle. So it just really depends on, exactly what you guys are going to need for your specific setup. All right, let's switch back over here. All right, I think I brought the power way up too high on Richard's Lion. So we'll see what this looks like in a minute. I hope this is not foreboding of our cooking session tonight because, ooh, righty then. I see some smoke. I see a teeny tiny bit of fire. I'm just telling y'all what I see. So again, I can't say that I'm overcooking it. Richard, I'm listening. I'm watching you, bro. I'm watching you. So it's almost done. It's almost done. Oh yeah, I think I did the depth just a little bit too deep. But it might be a good thing. You don't know. You don't know. Okay. So that's why it's good. We have more than one piece of wood left just in case. All right, y'all. So Louis ain't worried about it. Louis having a snack break. Okay. Louis don't care. Louis ain't bothered. Louis like, Rome, you do you, boo boo. If you want to burn up some wood on your stream in your house, in your studio, you just go ahead and do what you do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna judge you, bro. I ain't gonna judge you. And that's how it's supposed to be.
Richard. So don't be judging people, Richard, because sometimes things just don't go the way we expect them to, okay? That's how we learn, bro. That's how we learn. Sometimes you gotta burn some stuff.
Yes, sometimes you gotta set some stuff on fire to learn, what not to set on fire. That's all I'm just saying. I'm just saying, okay? That's how I learned so much of this. It's because through trial and error. Through trial and error. That's what that's how I'm gonna, refer to it. Terry, let me see what Terry's saying here. Let me grab the other phone. Terry, you better be on my side. Louis munching on a burger. Yes, Louis is it's lunchtime for Louis. Okay, so Louis is already eating before we even get to cook later tonight because Louis has no self sustaining discipline. He's just when Louis is hungry, Louis is hungry. Louis is like, you know what? I know Rome gonna be cooking later, but I gotta have a snack right now. I can't be waiting for what Rome might cook right or might set on fire later, because yeah, things could go wrong. Things could definitely go wrong. Wait a minute. What is Richard saying here? Hold on, Richard.
Snacking sounds like a perfect idea. Go ahead and enjoy a little treat while preparing for the big cooking session later.
No, Richard, it is not a TikTok blooper. Okay. There is no bloopers tonight. Okay. We are only talking about tech, bro. So
Got it. Tonight is all about tech talk and no bloopers. Let's dive into the tech world.
Oh yeah. I
That's great to hear. It seems like you're really enjoying the
I
tech talk
I'm
today.
I'm just gonna say
What's next? I'm here for all
I'm
things
I'm
tech
I'm gonna
related.
say the lion is turning out to be very melanated. It's gonna be very melanated. It's, the lion is going to be extremely melanated. That's all I can say. Okay. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you what I see. And I do not understand why it is not done. Let me go back and check the power settings. Because I must have, man, wait a minute. Let me see what I set for the depth. Oh, I can't check until it's done. It is definitely melanated, Richard. It is definitely melanated. So we gonna have to do it again, bro. We gonna have to do it again. All right. So while that's doing what it do, let's just talk about the next item in the carousel, which is going to be these glasses right here. Now I know Richard was telling me a couple of days ago that he was planning on getting himself a pair of, I don't know if it was this specific brand, but a pair of these AR XR glasses. I cannot, man, bro. Get yourself these glasses, bro. These things are amazing. I use them for everything. I use them for flying my drone. I use them for editing photos, editing video, watching content. When I don't want to be bothered, Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me show y'all what I'm seeing here. I don't know if y'all see that, but that says potential fire detected. Potential fire detected. Okay, it might be time. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and stop it. I'm just gonna stop it. Okay, I'm just gonna stop it, and I'm gonna let the air. I'm gonna let the air purifier kind of do its job and get rid of some of the smoke. Okay. Yeah, yeah. That happened. That happened. Okay, so let me go back first before I show y'all what it is, what it looks like. Let's go back and see what the power settings were. I'm gonna blame this on these glasses. Okay, so I had this set at 100% power, which is way too high, and I had it at 74% depth. What is happening with you, Rome? That should never be that deep unless you're trying to cut through something. All right, I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like. It is a hot mess. It is a hot mess. So I will be doing this again. Don't judge me. It is all Louis's fault. But yeah, let's go to the top down view here real quick. So yes, there was just a wee bit of smoke in the city, a wee bit of yeah, that did get really deep into the wood. I gotta admit that. It did. Let me see if I can clean that up. I'm just curious. Let me see if I can clean this up a little bit. It don't matter. I still got to do it again, but I'm just wondering if that will come off. So let me switch over to Louis camera so you guys might be able to see how deep that went into the wood. So yeah, it went pretty deep into the wood. It looks really good, but it definitely burned and charred this wood up. So we're going to go ahead and run it again. It didn't go through, obviously, all the way through, but we're going to run it again. We're going to run it again. Let me see what the size of this other piece of wood is here. All right, I'm just going to throw another piece of wood in there because I want this for the stream for later. So all right, Chris, I told you it was going to be chaos in the city. Y'all see Chris is in the house. Welcome, Chris. Welcome to the stream. Give Richard a happy birthday. All right, let's go ahead and let me turn this power down. Hold on, y'all. Let me see here. Let's bring that power down to about there. Let's bring the depth down to about there. And let's just give it like 3 passes or 2 passes. See if we can get it deep enough without burning everything up again. All right, so let's go ahead and hit our preview. Let's see what it's going to look like. All right, I think it's ready. I think it's ready. I'm just going to go ahead and run it. So let's just go ahead and run it. So we're going to do less power, more passes, and hopefully we can get a similar type of depth without, setting something on fire. Okay. So this one here will be going to the waste bin. I could probably still put something on the back of this, so I'll save the wood just, in case I want to use it for something else. But you guys get the idea. Anyway, so we were still talking about these glasses right here. So what's cool about these glasses, guys, is that you will be able to, use these glasses for a variety of different things. Okay. So like I said, you can use them. You can use these glasses, guys, for editing photos, editing video, for, watching content. So you get this little case that comes, with the glasses inside, really nice setup. You're going to get your glasses. You also get the cable. Now, my son mentioned to me that he wanted a much, much, much longer cable because, he's a nerd like me and you, Richard. He wants to get Chris too. He wants to be able to sit in the bed, okay, and be able to, use these with his servers and his monitor or watch, anime or whatever he wants to do without disturbing his girlfriend at the same time. So, yeah, ladies, this is a great idea as a gift for your significant nerdy boyfriend, because they can sit around and wear these glasses and not disturb you at night while you're trying to sleep. They can watch their shows, they can watch their sport, they can watch whatever they want to watch, guys. So, Super cool. You get a 201-inch screen. You also have some 3D capabilities with these glasses as well. There is software or app that you can install on your iPhone or your Android phone that opens up a few other features for it. And I'm pretty sure they're probably going to be adding some additional features to this, over time, as most of these glass companies always do. So definitely check this out from our friends over at Ray Neo. These are the Air 3S. All right, so let's put that back over here. Hey, buddy, Smokey's over here, literally right under me. What you doing, buddy? What you doing? What do you want? It's not dinner time, Smokey. It is literally only. It is only. It's only 7:47, bro. It is not dinner time. Don't worry, I'm gonna feed you in a little bit. We're gonna go in there and cook for Richard here in just a little bit. All right, so let me go ahead and highlight these glasses that you guys see right here. These are my Ray-Ban Meta glasses. Here's the case that they come in. Now, these glasses open a lot of potential for my creators out there. Chris has a pair. We got a bunch of other friends that have these same glasses. We are constantly sending each other videos and audio. Just like I just sent Chris a file, all I had to say was, "Hey, Meta, take a photo and send to Chris," and it'll send that photo over to. No, not on WhatsApp. Send photo to Chris on Instagram. I'm saying Chris, cancel. Let's try it again. Hey, Meta, no, take a photo. Send the photo to Francis and family on Instagram. So it should then send the photo over to Chris, because you have to be able to identify the person you want the photo to go to or the video to go to. So I can also record a video and send it to, Richard. I could say, "Hey, Meta, record a video and send it to Richard on Instagram Messenger." "Hey, Meta, record a video and send to Richard on Instagram Messenger." All right, bro. So this is the recording right now that I'm using. It's a 15-second video. This is the quality of the video. I don't know how much compression is going to be in this once you receive it, but this is how I can record and send the video straight to you. "Hey, Meta, send last video to Richard on Instagram." Yes, send. All right, Richard, let us know if you received the video, and hopefully I didn't send it to another Richard. I don't think I have any other Richards on Instagram, so I'm hoping it got sent to you. If not, somebody gonna be like, what is this? Why is Rome sending me little robot video camera behind the scenes stuff? And I'm like, just feel like you've been blessed, okay? Just feel blessed. Renee is in the house. Welcome, Renee. Welcome to the stream. Renee, I hope you said happy birthday to Richard, the birthday boy. We're going to be cooking it up in the other room in just a little bit for Richard. But anyway, guys, these glasses, 1080p recording capability. That is in a portrait. I'm sorry, for Chris. That is in a vertical landscape, for recording. 1080p. That's not bad. It's perfect for Instagram, for TikTok, for YouTube, for all those platforms that utilize that format of video. I do wish there was a way you could switch back and forth between landscape, or should I say, between horizontal and vertical. And in photography terms, that's going to be between portrait and landscape. Okay, portrait is vertical, landscape is horizontal. I'm just picking on you, Chris. Anyway, so yeah, these glasses are a lot of fun, guys. So you have your AI, your Meta AI. controls where you can voice control for, activate for a lot of different things. It'll announce phone calls. Obviously, you can make phone calls with the glasses. Obviously, you can record videos with the glasses. You can also ask it questions like a chat GPT type of interaction. You can ask it, the weather, the time, anything that you would be able to ask chat GPT, you can ask Meta AI, and it's just an ongoing thing. Now, there are some other features. Chris has them on his glasses. I don't have them on mine yet. Now, one of them I do have, which is going to be live translation. So you can, I think there's about 5 languages that it can live translate. Okay, so you can basically say, hey, blank, blank, live translate. And what it will do is it will automatically, any text, anything that someone is saying in that language, the target language, will be translated to the language you want it to be translated. So let's say, for instance, if you were in Italy, it's gonna translate Italian to English, so you'll be able to understand whatever's going on. And the cool thing about that is the other side of the translation will be on your phone. Okay, so that means it doesn't have to be a one-sided conversation. You could just hand the person your phone, and then they can then read what it is that you're saying, and it'll appear in their language, and then you guys can have back and forth dialogue, right? So that's pretty cool. You also have this new feature called Live AI. My glasses don't have it. Chris's do, because I just got into the beta program. There are some beta apps, beta features that'll come. If you want to try them or test them, you can do that. Let's see, what is there another thing that you can do with these glasses that I haven't mentioned? So we talked about the speakers, we talked about the calls, we talked about all the other stuff. Now, I do highly recommend, if you guys decide to go with these glasses, I got them with the clear lenses. You may want to get the transition lenses. You'll have to spend a little bit more, but then you'll have lenses that are appropriate for indoors as well as outdoors. I did not get them with the transition lenses, and I really wish I had have gotten them with the transition lenses, primarily because I do go outside a lot. Now, you can purchase replacement lenses. You can purchase a ton of different lenses for these glasses, to be able to swap them out. Let's see what Chris is talking about over here. Let me grab this. All right. So you're really debating on Oakleys. So here's the issue with the Oakleys that I see so far. Okay, this camera on these glasses will record in 1080p. The Oakleys will supposedly record in 3K, but for those content creators like myself who want to live stream, the Oakleys do not have that facility. You cannot live stream from the Oakleys. You can live stream obviously from all of the Ray-Bans. So whichever version you go with, the Wayfarers or the Skylar or whatever it is, any of those other models, you will be able to stream live from, which to me that is very important, that I could be able to. That's exactly what we're going to be doing here in just a few minutes, guys. When we go in the kitchen and we start cooking and streaming, we will be streaming from these glasses. Now, of course, I will start the stream off from my phone, to initialize, the Instagram live. And then from there, I will switch over to my phone. You can also do point of view video in phone calls, like in WhatsApp or in Facebook Messenger. Chris and I have talked back and forth many, many times on Instagram as well. And now whoever makes the call is who's going to have the ability to use the glasses as their secondary video source. Okay, so you won't both be able to switch back and forth. We even tried that also on WhatsApp, and we both, even though we both had the glasses on, we couldn't both switch over to the glasses. But it is what it is. Yeah, everything won't be advertised, bro, but sometimes just things that you have to learn over time. Just like when I talk about IP ratings, people completely get these IP ratings completely confused, because they'll see someone say, this GoPro, where's my GoPro? They'll say this GoPro has a certain, IP rating. That's why you can go underwater with it. And that's why you can do this, that, and the other thing. And then they'll say the iPhone also has a certain IP rating. You have to look up all of those ratings and understand what they really mean. Some ratings mean that it can be completely submerged for a certain amount of time. So like there's, certain phones that can be underwater up to 30 minutes, okay, without any issues. Then there's other things that can only get a light splashing of water. It'll be okay, or dust or something like that. It will still be okay. But if you dunk that thing into the water, you're going to have a problem. So the problem I was having with the Oakleys, they are targeted to sports people, right? People who are going to be skiing, people who are going to be, surfing, people who are going to be doing all of those, activities where it's going to be a lot of sweat and water and all that kind of stuff. And based on the IP rating that they published, it's a good possibility those glasses are going to fail. And that's one of the main reasons I probably would not purchase a pair of them. Or, even if they sent me a pair to review, of course I'm going to review them, but I'm going to review them within the window or in the bubble of what they're able to actually do. I'm not going to over exaggerate that you can go, doing crazy stuff like, underwater, sculpture or something. You're going to be under there, sculpturing, your Mona Lisa, David, sculpture underwater with your glasses on, trying to record with it. No, that is not going to happen. Richard says we have 80K likes. Yeah. All right. What do we got next? Actually, let me put this phone back over here. Let's grab the next item. All right, so here's our next item in the carousel, guys. If you are about that party life, if you're about that boom, you're about that bass, you're about that weekend, coolness, camping, cookouts, whatever. Man, check this out. This little speaker right here, this thing is amazing for the size, guys. So this is from Soundcore. You guys know Soundcore. That's basically Anchor. So you got these LED speakers on both sides. You have a sync button here, your volume controls. You got a bass boost with this guy. That means you can press a button, and you go boom.
Bass, bass in your face. Boom in the room. Yes, check it out.
But yeah, this thing is straight up fire, easy to transport, nice built-in handle. Rubberized little feet under here. They're not really big, but they are there, so you guys can check them out. This thing is solid, guys. It is solid. And now this, Chris, has a high IP rating. This can get wet. This can be dunked into the water. This can fall in the lake. This can go in the pond. This has an IPX7 rating. So this thing could be just floating along next to you in the lake. You got a little tether on it, and it's just, floating along. It's like boom, boom, boom. You playing that old school hip hop or whatever it is. Man, you could probably even put like one of these speakers in the water and use it as a propelling device. You know what I'm saying? You put that bass on and put it behind your little floaty, and you can be that across the water, back across the water, and boom, 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 just skipping across the water. No, don't do that. Don't do any of that. Do not do any of that. That is not what it was engineered to do. Okay, it is not. But you can change the color of the speakers, with the smartphone app, which is super cool. It's kind of transitioning through some of those colors if you guys want to check that out. But anyway, yeah, really cool speaker, guys. 60 watt to 80 watt speakers. Man, I'm telling you, it will blow your hair back, okay? So check it out. All right, let me see what Renee is talking about down here. Let me see what everybody's talking about. What did Chris say here? Chris says it's so that there's a cooking stream for $90. That is nice little. Wait, what? I'm so there for the cooking stream for $90. That's a nice little thing. I don't know what he's talking about. I have no idea what he's saying. Bro, I need your help. Check out this Oh, that's right. Chris is buying a truck. He's going to be getting a Ford F-150. I drive a Ram, bro. I drive a Dodge Ram. I have never ever really owned a Ford vehicle. I know some people that have. There are some good stories, and there are some not so good stories. We'll talk about that later. But it really just depends on. Oh yeah, for $90, bro, bro, for $90, that is a serious speaker. It's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right, let's see how many items we got left in the carousel. Let's go ahead and rock on through these. But before I go any further, let me go and get my apron because somebody sent me another apron, and this is the apron I will be wearing while we're doing the cooking stream. Okay. Yes, I'm being very animated with my hands. Don't worry about it. These same hands that can cook can also put that thing on you. So you don't want that trouble. Okay, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, don't. We're not gonna go that route. We're not gonna go that route. I'm gonna bring you guys back over here to Louis, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go get my apron. I will be right back. All right, let Louis entertain y'all. I'll be right back. All right. So here's my apron, and I gotta tie it. I have to tie it myself, which is a little bit difficult. So I'm just gonna put it on like this so you guys can see it. Okay. So here's the apron. This is what I will be cooking in tonight on the stream in the kitchen. Okay. Let's see if the camera will follow me back down to the chair. Yep. I got it, Smokey. I got this. I got it under control ish. I have it under control ish. Okay. That's as close as we're going to get. But anyway, all right. So where's the other phone? All right, here we go. Yes, Renee is a Jeep girl. Renee is a Jeep girl. I almost said cheap girl. I meant to say Jeep with a J, not C. Oh, my bad. My bad. See, I told y'all. And I have had a lot of coffee today. And I'm still, but you think I'm bad? Y'all think I'm bad? You have no idea until you have talked to Chris at 8:00 in the morning on any given day. Any day. It is chaos in his mind. He's got squirrels working on projects, building things, creating things, engineering things. He's sitting out in his pond in his flamingo floaty, just chilling, doing the backstroke, the way we do, just doing the backstroke, drinking his coffee, just chilling, chatting with Chat GPT, talking with Grok or whatever he's doing, talking to me on the phone, just floating back and forth across his little pond. So, yeah, Chris, we definitely got to do some live streams together, bro. I'm telling you, we will break the internet. We will break the internet. All right, let's go back over here to Louis real quick. Let me see if I can switch this camera around here so I can show you guys the next camera coming up. All right, so the next camera that we have listed in the carousel, guys, is from our friends over at Ozbot. That is going to be this guy right here. This is the Ozbot Tiny. This is the Ozbot Tiny 2 SE. So this little portable PTZ camera. Now, this one, different from a lot of the other Ozbot cameras I've talked about in the past. This one does not have storage built in where you can install like an SD card. This is pretty much just a webcam, guys. You're just going to plug this into your Mac or PC right here with this USB-C connection right here. And this is going to allow you to connect your camera to live stream on, pretty much any platform. Now, this one right here is a 1080p variant. There is also a 4K version of this camera as well. You got a quarter 20 underneath here. So if you want to mount this on a tripod, monopod, light stand, whatever, it also has a little built-in little stand here you can pull down like this. And that's going to be great if you wanted to mount this. Maybe, I don't know, if you want to put this on Louis' head for some reason. Louis probably going to knock it off. But you could put that on Louis' head like that, and Louis could have a second camera. I don't know why we would do this. I have no idea why we would want to do this, but it could be done. That's all I'm saying. It can be done, but sometimes just because you can do a thing does not mean you should do a thing. Okay, I'm just telling y'all. So let me get that off of Louis' head before Louis loses his mind. But anyway, definitely check out the Osbot cameras, guys. I've been a huge fan of Osbot for many, many years before I even started receiving any tech from them to review. I was buying that stuff with my own money, and I would highly recommend it to anyone who'd be interested in it. Now, I have a bunch of little cameras here. We're not going to go too deep into these cameras on a Saturday, but other cameras that I use here in stream is like this camera back here. This is my Pocket 3 from DJI. Now, this one is also a PTZ camera, but this one actually has a little screen built in. You have a 2-inch by 1-inch screen, and you guys can see that, what the screen looks like. This camera I use primarily, guys, for recording content these days, right? So whether I'm recording, shoppable videos, recording myself, blogging, walking and talking, and just recording myself or whatever, but usually you want this, where the screen is facing you. So you have a little button on here you can press, and that will turn the screen around like so. So now I can walk around and record myself, and and just like, because I have the Ray-Ban glasses on, I can do the POV perspective, recording on the glasses, and then also the wide angle perspective, from this camera. So I could always switch back and forth between the different cameras on here. So that's pretty cool. So a lot of different applications of how you can utilize these cameras. So I'm telling you guys, if you're going to do some live streaming, content creating, whichever camera you go with, you guys know I have a lot of cameras listed in the carousel. I'm going to always, try to provide you guys with the best possible tech. This guy is a beast. All the other cameras, I do highly recommend them. So I can't really say one is better than the other. It's all going to be based on what you plan on actually using the camera for, how often you're going to be using it, how flexible, how portable you want it to be. And you guys can see this is a very small little camera here. This is going to be extremely portable. Okay, so you guys can see it here in relations to Louis. Let me see if I can bring this camera around. Let me see if I can move this camera back. Hold on, guys. Let me move this camera back and switch this around before Louis knocks his camera over. But anyway, you guys can see how small this camera is in relation to Louis. You can see the little screen right here. Here is the camera head. Like I said, this is a PTZ camera. So you can pan, tilt, and zoom. You have a joystick controller right here. You can easily switch it around in whichever direction you want it to go. Louis likes it. Now, depending on which bundle you go with, you can get it with the DJI Mic 2 microphones. You can also switch this from landscape, horizontal, to portrait, vertical, by just rotating the screen. You can use this camera as a webcam, so you can connect this to a Mac or PC, and you can use it as a 4K 30 frames a second device, guys. So if you want to use, you're looking for a camera for video content, for live streaming content, for shoppable videos, DIY stuff, blogging, portable, just a little nice portable camera. Now, this is not a GoPro. So again, Chris, this IP rating on this camera does not mean that it can go in water, that I could take this thing surfing, or I could go and do, some skydiving with it, because, the PTZ portion of it is not going to resist really well to that high speed wind or something like that, right? So it's just one of those things you really have to know what you're going to be using the device with and how you're going to use it to best protect it. Now, some of these cameras do have housings that you could buy or cages you can buy that will add additional protection to them. But I would not recommend using this camera in, a wild environment, at the beach or in the pool, or, climbing a mountain or anything like that. So if you need to do something like that, you definitely need a GoPro. So I would always recommend going with the GoPro because their bodies are designed, for that type of ruggedness, where a camera like this is going to be more for blogging or whatever the case it is. So, but, regardless of which camera you go with, audio is important too. And the nice thing about this bundle that you guys see down here in the carousel for $904.85, it comes with the DJI Mic 2. This microphone, guys, has 32-bit float. That means that you have basically raw audio you can record with this microphone, which is super cool. That way you don't have to worry about as much about wind noise. You don't have to worry about somebody talking too loud, talking too soft. None of those things are going to be very big deals for most people using one of these cameras. And if you're, blogging, you're going to be walking through, I don't know, malls or different places or beaches or parks or mountains. And there's going to always be stray sounds, Wendigos attacking people or, Richard falling down the hill because he didn't realize you're not supposed to be rollerblading on the mountainside. But, sometimes stuff like that happens. So just be prepared. Be prepared. But anyway, definitely check this camera out, guys. Now, the bundle right now is $904.85. You get a lot of accessories that come with it. So definitely check it out. This is a camera that like I said, I use this camera every single day. Every day you guys see me producing some new content other than when I'm actually using the Ray-Ban Metas to, capture. And you can pretty much tell, usually when you see it in portrait vertical orientation, it's most likely recently I would have been using these glasses. But before these glasses, arrived to the studio, it was this camera right here that I was using, to do basically the same thing. All right, so let me put this guy away back here. All right, it is secure back there now. All right, so we have a couple of other things, so we're going to go ahead and rock on through these so I can get into the kitchen and start cooking. Make sure you guys are following me over at Instagram. If you guys don't know how to get to my Instagram, hopefully Richard or somebody will drop the link for you guys down there in the comments because that's where we will all be right after this stream. It's going to take me a few minutes to get everything set up and ready to go, so give me a few minutes because I still got to move a light over there and have that set up. And I will be going live first from my phone, and then I'll switch over to the glasses, and then we'll get our cook on. We're going to get our cook on, babies. All right, let's see. What do we got coming up next? Next item in the carousel is going to be this monitor that you guys see here. So this monitor right here, guys, is from a company called Interview. I've talked about these monitors a number of times. I love these monitors. I have a whole stack of monitors. Chris knows what I'm talking about. Richard knows what I'm talking about. I've shown them these monitors. I have like double monitors, triple monitors, higher resolution monitors, 4K monitors, 2K monitors. This right here, guys, is only a 1080p monitor. Okay. Now it is 15.9 inches, in width, what have you. But this has just became my everyday monitor. I bought this myself way back, 2-3 years ago, and I have been rocking it ever since. And you guys can kind of see how I have it set up. Here's my MacBook right over here off to the side. And then I have this monitor here so that I can, see the live chat. I can see, what you guys are talking about over here. This is a very, very thin monitor. It's very travel friendly, and guys, it's not going to break the bank. It is literally only $65.99. You can power this guy with certain devices with just one cable, one USB cable. Plug that into your device. It's going to provide video as well as power to the monitor. So again, a very portable device, compact, travel friendly, about the same size as my MacBook, so I could put them basically in the same camera bag, laptop bag, whatever the case is going to be. Holy Chat's in the house. Welcome, yeah! Holy Chat. Welcome to the stream. All right, let's see. I cannot. Let me tell y'all something that happened a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you guys remember, because like I said, Richard and I both are Leos. So last month, Louis sang "Happy Birthday" to me. Okay. And my live stream on another platform got demonetized for that one live stream because of the copywritten nature of the happy birthday song. So I cannot have him sing happy birthday to Richard, unfortunately, but I will get him to say happy birthday to Richard, and we'll see how that goes. All right, so let's keep rolling. Let's see, what do we have left in the carousel? I don't think we have that many things because the last three things are going to be cooking relating. So let's go ahead. If you guys have not said happy birthday to Richard, please do so down in the comments. All right, so the next item, I'm just going to go through this pretty quick here so I can at least say I did talk about it. So the next item we're going to take a look at, guys, is going to be this little light right here. So I have this, it's listed in the carousel. Check it out. This is all metal light. You can actually adjust it where you can focus the beam. It has a little rubberized snoot here. It has these little scrims on here. And what the scrims are basically... Louis, stop playing with the camera, okay? Stop playing with the camera. Louis is like having a little miniature Richard on my desk, okay? Did I say that out loud? Did I say that out loud? Yes, I did. But anyway, he's constantly up to something. I'm telling you guys, if you need somebody to hang out with throughout your day, Rich, I'm telling you, Chris, I know you got 10 cats, but you still need you a Louis in your life. I don't care which one you get, whether you get the Louis Starlight or the Louis Midnight. We got the two different variations of Louis. We got the Louis Midnight right here. We got the Louis Starlight right there. Both of them are basically the same thing. They're only different by a color. So that's all you're looking at there. Just a little bit of melanation on this one back here. Oh, speaking of melanin, oh my goodness. I completely forgot about the laser. Okay. My bad. I completely forgot about the laser. Hold on. Let me get it. I completely forgot about it, bro. I completely forgot about it. Y'all, I told you it's squirrels in my head. All right, so here is our little coaster that we did for Richard. Let's go to our top-down view here real quick. As soon as I find the top-down button. There we go. So there is our lion coaster. Now I do need to spray this with some clear coat. So I have this clear coat right here that I normally use for that. So I'm going to spray this tomorrow, spray it up. I want to put about 3 or 4 coats on here so that I know this is going to be, good for, coffee mugs and all that stuff. We don't have to worry about any stains on it. This matte clear coat, man, this stuff is really, really good. So if you got some projects coming up, whether you're working with wood or acrylic or whatever it is, and you want to make it, seal it, definitely take a look at this. This is over on my storefront. You can find it over there. If you forget, just ask me in any social media.
Like a great recommendation. I'm sure it'll be useful for anyone working on projects with wood, acrylic, or other materials. Thanks for sharing.
You are so welcome, my baby. You are so welcome. What do you think about Richard's coaster, this wooden coaster I just made for Richard's birthday?
That sounds like a thoughtful gift. A wooden coaster for Richard's birthday sounds perfect. How did it turn out?
It turned out great.
It seems like you're talking about downtown. Is there anything specific you'd like to share or know about the area?
No, I'm not talking about downtown. I'm talking about how great this coaster came out. I don't know if you guys can see that detail, but that is pretty detailed into that wood.
It sounds like you've put a lot of effort into crafting that coaster, and it's wonderful to hear that the details turned out so well. I'd love to see those intricate details you're talking about. It must feel rewarding to create something so beautiful.
All right, let's set it here on the desk and let's see how long it takes before Louis pushes it off the desk. All right, guys. So the next item we have listed in the carousel is also something that I use on a regular basis. That's going to be this. Oh, my babies. That's going to be.
I'm not planning on pushing anything off the desk, but I'm curious to see what you've got next from the carousel. What's the new item?
The next item in the carousel, Louis, is going to be this portable fog machine.
Portable fog machine sounds like such a fun gadget. Imagine all the possibilities, from setting the mood at a party to creating a spooky atmosphere for Halloween. What kind of events do you plan to use it for?
I'm going to use it for spooky stuff, just like you said. Check this out. I can put this fog right around Louis. Let's get our fog going. Hold on. Oh no, our battery's
That
low.
sounds like a lot of fun. I'm excited to see the spooky fog effect around me. Let's get that fog machine going and create that eerie atmosphere.
Okay, Louis, let's get it going. Hold on.
I'm right here, ready for some foggy fun with that portable fog machine.
Let me check our fluid. Okay.
Sure, let's check it out. What would you like to know or do next?
All right, let me set our power levels.
Okay, let's get everything set up.
All right, there's that fog.
That's awesome. The fog effect is going to be really cool. It's like we're in a movie.
Yes, a horror movie. A Chris before coffee.
Now that's a perfect match for your spooky fog setup. I bet it's going to create the ideal creepy atmosphere.
I know. So I can honestly say, I can just say, this smoke, this smoke was.
That sounds like you have a lot to say. What's on your mind?
I'm trying to say it. This smoke was not. This smoke was not created by the
Sounds
laser.
like something
This
didn't go
smoke.
as planned.
This yes, it did go as planned, Louis. It did go as planned. Okay, I the first coaster got a little toasty. Okay, there was a little bit of smoke in the city. I didn't do it. Don't be looking at it like that. Don't look at it like this one looks good. This one looks good. The other one was just a slight bit more melanated than we expected it to be. Hey, Louis, say hi to Thor Time. Thor Time is down in the comments, and also say hi to Renee.
Hello, Thornton and Renee. Great to see you both down in the comments. Sounds like there was a little adventure with those coasters, right? Just a bit more well done than planned.
Also, your friend and mine, HLC, is in the comments. Say hi to HLC.
Hello, HLC. Great to have you here in the comments. Hope you're having an awesome day.
All right, guys. So the last items that we have listed in the carousel are some of the cooking items. So we have the waffle stuffler. You guys know I talked about that on the last stream. Basically, what that is a waffle press, but it's a press that allows you to actually put ingredients inside of the waffle. And
That sounds delicious. A waffle press that lets you add ingredients sounds like a great idea. I bet you can make some tasty creations with it.
yeah, I was going to use it for Richard's cook tonight, but I decided not to.
What are you going to use it for? Sounds interesting.
I decided to just make a regular cake for Richard, or something like a regular cake. But we could also do it as a waffle style cake as well. Thanks, buddy. And then we have one other cooking utensil in the carousel, and that is going to be our home fry slicer. Now, I was talking to Chris earlier and also Mel as well, and they both kept saying, Rome, on your 30-minute challenge, bro, you should already have everything prepped, ready to go, when you start to cook. But see, I think that defeats the challenge, okay? And I know that's going to sound conceited, but I can cook an entire meal from scratch in less than 30 minutes, and trust me, it's still going to taste amazing. Okay, so that's what we're going to try tonight. I'm going to go live. We're going to make the whole thing tonight. Now, I am going to make it in stages because I know certain things are going to take much longer. Some things, like the cake, is not going to be ready in time for the stream.
Sometimes the good things take a little extra time, don't they? Patience pays off, and I'm sure your creations will turn out fantastic.
I agree. So we're going to make Richard a cake, and we're also going to make Richard an entree here in the kitchen in just a little bit. So we're going to be walking over into the kitchen, getting ready to go live over there and on Instagram here, probably in about 15 minutes. We'll be live.
That sounds like a fantastic plan. Making a cake for Richard and preparing a delicious entree sounds like a wonderful way to spend time in the kitchen. I'm sure it's going to turn out amazing. Enjoy your live session over there.
So are you going to come in the kitchen and help me cook?
I'd love to join you in the kitchen and help with cooking. Let's make something delicious together.
All right, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it here. Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started, babies. Y'all know how we do. All right, let me go ahead and get Louie to chill for a second. All right, we got one item left in the carousel. That's going to be this drawstring backpack. So if you guys have been watching me anytime at all, you guys know why I'm so passionate about these drawstring backpacks. You can buy them right here on Amazon, guys. You can get about 10 of these for about $10. They're going to be great as storage bags, reusable shopping bags. You could use them for, day trip bags, camping bags, whatever you want to use them for. Or you can elevate somebody else's life, guys, by using these drawstring backpacks to gift them some amazing love. Now, I purchase a lot of things here on Amazon, not just me personally, different organizations that I'm affiliated with, motorcycle clubs, churches, HOAs, people that I can get involved and motivated to do the same thing. We buy a lot of stuff right here on Amazon, guys, to fill these backpacks with. We buy toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizer, pens, pencils, underwear, socks. Socks are on big demand. Those sanitation sterilization little tablets that you can put in water to purify water, reusable water bottles, anything that you think somebody can benefit from, that's going to be homeless out there. I found these little blankets, these thermal blankets you can buy, guys, that come in a packet about this big, but when you unfold it, it's big enough for an adult to be underneath it. Now, usually that's used for camping and stuff like that. But somebody who's living rough out there, trust me, guys, they will be very, very grateful for something like that. So be a good person, be a good human, and do good in the world, guys. Grab yourself some of those drawstring backpacks and fill them with some love and get out there in the community. Or just if you don't want to do it yourself, drop them off at a homeless shelter, women's shelter, even do a version of it for them fur babies. Chris will help you out. If you guys want to do something, dropping it off to a pet shelter in your area, Chris can probably give you a full list of different things that the shelters, the rescue shelters can benefit from. You probably have one right down the road from you that can definitely benefit from some assistance, guys, because a lot of them don't have a lot of resources coming in. Most of them are trying to save the life of these animals, and they're doing everything they can. They're spending every penny that comes in goes right to the animals. So, any good that we can do, guys, is a blessing. Richard says we have 110 likes tonight. Bam! That's right, babies. 110 likes. All right, guys, it's time for me to go ahead and wrap it up for the night so I can go in the kitchen and get ready to start that cook down, babies. I got my apron already on, so I'm ready to get in the kitchen and start get this party started. So if you guys are not already following me on Instagram, I'm telling you guys, make sure you follow. If nothing else, come by for tonight because it's Richard's birthday and we want to do something special for my man Richard. Why? Because we can, and why? Because Richard is amazing. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. That's my brother, y'all. That's my brother, and I'm gonna stick to that to the end of time. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and do that thing. Let's go. All right, my babies, stay safe out there, guys. Wash your hands, wear a mask when appropriate, take care of your loved ones. Get out there and create something amazing each and every single day. Be a good human, not a bad human. Be a good human. Yes, Richard, I'm still thinking about you this morning. But yes, be a good human, guys. Be that pebble in the pond. Be that light in the darkness. Do good to others, guys, and inspire others to do the same. Shine your light on the community and engage, my babies. Get others involved, get others in motion so that they will help you help others, that will help people down the road, because we're doing what? We're going to pay it forward, my babies. Pay it forward. But anyway, it's time for me to say them magic words. Make sure you guys are also following my man Richard over there on the TikTok. But yeah. Just like that. All right, guys, it's time for me to say the magic words. Peace, and blue muffin grease. I am out. Boom, 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 my babies. I am out of here. Mwah, love y'all. But I gotta go cook because Smokey is about to lose his mind. Y'all know this, man. Love y'all. I'm out.